Hi, Margaret. Thank you very much for taking the time out today to talk to me about your experience in Spain and actually moving over here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
So I think my first question to you, because you've not always lived in Spain, what did you do in England?
Oh, gosh, it's like a jack of all trades and a master of none. I've always loved a variety of jobs. The main ones was the manager of Walker Homes,
Right.
which was a local builder.
Yep.
And I was there for quite a number of years until they went bust.
Right, okay.
But fortunately, I was made redundant beforehand.
Brilliant.
So they were actually in trouble at the time.
Yep.
And then I went to a company called Webasto, which is a German company. And I have knowledge of German. And
Yep.
they make sunroofs for the automobile industry.
Right.
So the main competitor there. And there I was the secretary to the sales director.
So certainly sounds like a very exciting time when you lived in England. But of course, we're now in Spain. You moved over quite some years ago now.
Yeah, quite a few, yeah.
What was the reason to move to this area of Spain?
Well, firstly, I met Andrew,
Yeah.
which was an absolute bonus in my life. And he lived in Filey, North Yorkshire,
Yes.
where I was living in the Midlands.
Right.
And when I decided to sell the house, I was going to live with my parents, or my mother at the time.
Yep.
He said, why don't you come over to Filey? And that was it. We went over to Filey. We lived there for quite a few years. But and I obviously knew that he had a place in Spain,
Yep.
and I visited it quite often and absolutely fell in love with it. Andrew wasn't too sure,
Right.
but I'm a country girl anyway, and it was just absolutely wonderful. And then we sat down and talked one day, and I said, come on, I said, where would you rather live, Spain or England?
Yeah.
We've got cars in both places. We've got the house was, Andrew's house here in Spain was paid for.
Yeah.
But we had a mortgage, and we weren't there half the year. Anyway, we came to the decision, that's it, we'll sell up and we'll move permanently to Spain.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was it.
And you've never looked back?
Never looked back. And we're never going back.
Yes. That's what many people say.
Yeah.
So we're currently outside. It's February.
Mm-hmm.
The sun is shining. And this is your beautiful cortijo
Yeah.
and finca
Yep.
that we've just discussed you bought around 10 years ago.
Yep. Yep.
Why did you buy it? What was the...
Well, Andrew had a bit of land here anyway, before I arrived. And we worked that for a number of years.
Yeah.
But as you know, we don't get any younger. And that had probably 4 or 5 terraces, and quite steep terraces.
Yeah.
And we decided we just couldn't manage it anymore.
Yep.
So we left that alone, let it go back to nature.
Yep.
And we started looking for a place on the level, reasonably on the level.
Yeah.
We found one, nearly bought it, fell through. And I said, come on, let's just wait. Because if we wait, what we're actually looking for will come up.
Yes, yes.
So anyway, Andrew went back to the UK, and he was waiting for a pre-op assessment. I stayed here and went around with a friend, and we saw this little estate agent in the window. It just immediately caught my eye. The size of the property, the price of the property, and I thought, right, I must go and have a look at this. Next day, made an appointment, had a look at this. It hadn't been touched for 8 years. So you can imagine.
Pretty much high in weeds then.
Yeah,
Yep.
very high in weeds. And I couldn't see the levels.
Right.
So I actually fell down the first one because
crikey.
I couldn't see it, but it was just a slide more
Yeah.
than anything. And then I said, look, I just cannot imagine how big this place is. Just take me around the edges.
Yep.
And I went to the north edge, and I just stopped and went, gulp, wow.
Look at that view.
Look at the view.
Yep.
So I immediately rang Andrew in hospital, and I said, do you trust me? He said, of course I do. I said, I think I found our finca.
Excellent.
And I showed him the pictures. First of all, obviously, the high weeds and so forth,
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
view, and he immediately said, go for it.
Excellent.
And that was it. Yeah.
So no more high weeds?
No more. It took a good 12 months to clear
Yeah, I can bet.
clear
Yeah.
everything. Because not only has it got two large flat areas. It's got 3 terraces as well,
Yeah.
but they are quite wide. And then we decided, there was nothing on it except loads and loads of fruit trees,
Yeah.
which was wonderful. And then we decided to build the cortijo.
Yes.
And it's the legal size for the amount of land that we have, which is 40 square metres,
Yep.
with a 2-metre sort of little terrace all the way around.
Yep.
And it's just absolutely, it's our dream.
It's in a fantastic, I mean, I've been here a few times,
Yeah.
but the views from here, they're hard to come by in other areas.
They're hard to beat.
Yeah.
Totally. Because you're sitting here and you don't hear the traffic.
Yeah.
You don't hear the road. You don't see any other buildings, just other little cortillos until you get to the edge.
Yeah.
Which is it's just amazing.
So you've got lots of fruit trees. Majority of them are oranges, I believe.
Yeah, oranges.
Now I know I used to take mine, I haven't this year, I used to take mine to the cooperative.
Yeah.
But do you actually sell your oranges?
I do sell them
You do
privately
sell-
now.
So you
I
sell them
take
privately?
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the market's only on every couple of weeks.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, by then others are ripe. So those I take to the cooperative.
Fantastic.
And in the meantime, I sell them privately. I just cannot stand seeing fruit
Go
going
to waste. I
at
know.
all.
I'm the same. I do need to pick mine. I've got a similar sized land to yours. But I know when I go to the local Mercadona or shops and I see them all bagged up from Valencia, and I'm like, why?
I know.
When we have so many here.
I know. Initially, we bought it as a nabby,
Okay.
which is just a storage area for the machinery and tools used
Yes.
to actually sort the land, you know, work the land.
Yeah.
And then after 6 years, I believe, 7 years, I think you can actually apply for change of use.
Yes. Go through the process.
And we went through the process, and it did take a while. It took about 18 months,
Yep.
which I think is normal. But it's worked out well,
Yep.
and we're now fully legal as a
Excellent.
livable property.
Brilliant.
We can't do anything with it. We can't extend it upwards,
Yeah.
outwards.
Yeah, just as it is
just
now.
as it is. But yeah, I mean, even before, you could stay in it for maybe two nights.
Yeah.
Without anybody sort
But
of.
not a full-time
But
dwelling.
not a full time. But we can live here if we wanted to full time.
Brilliant. I've known Margaret for some years, probably around 10 years
Yeah,
now,
probably about the same
possibly
time.
more.
Yeah.
We used to live in the same village. I moved. And I just wanted to give, you know, a thought to people that are coming to this area, what this area is actually like.
What it's like and what you can achieve if you wait. If you
Yes.
wait long enough, you'll definitely get what you need and
Yeah.
what you want.
And it's a
Don't
nice,
rush.
quiet area.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely.
I think for those who want to experience nature, but also you're 30 minutes from the beach and 30 minutes from Granada.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
if you
just
want a little
perfect.
bit of city life, you've got it on your doorstep.
No, absolutely perfect.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Margaret.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.